Earlier today, the world-famous detective Sherlock Holmes solved yet another crime, this time before the heist was even perpetrated. According to Mr. Holmes' spokesperson, one Dr. John Watson, the mystery began when Mr. Jabez Wilson, hello, a common pawnbroker, paid a visit to the super sleuth. Mr. Wilson claimed that he had been laid off from his employment at the League of Red-Headed Men, where he earned £4 a week copying the Encyclopedia Britannica by hand. One day, after only a few weeks' employment, Wilson arrived to his workplace only to find a note reading that the League had been dissolved. Mr. Wilson informed Sherlock Holmes that one Vincent Spaulding, a new employee at Mr. Wilson's pawn shop, had helped Mr. Wilson obtain the job with the League of Red-Headed Men after showing him an advertisement from the Chronicle. It turns out that Vincent Spaulding had actually created the League of Red-Headed Men and the encyclopedia copying job as a ploy to get Jabez Wilson out of the pawn shop long enough for he and his accomplice to dig a tunnel from the cellar of the pawn shop to the nearby city and suburban bank located in Saxe-Coburg Square, where boxes of gold from the Bank of France were stored. As I concluded my investigation, I gathered that Vincent Spaulding liked to work down in Mr. Wilson's cellar developing film, and that he was willing to work for half the wages of a typical employee. When I observed that the city and suburban bank was located directly behind Mr. Wilson's pawn shop, and that Mr. Spaulding's pants were worn out at the knees, it was quite elementary deducing his plan. Mr. Holmes and Mr. Watson, along with the bank manager and officials from Scotland Yard, waited in the bank last night until the would-be gold robbers tunneled into the room seeking French gold. Spaulding and his accomplice were immediately captured. It was soon revealed that Spaulding was actually none other than John Clay, a man claiming to be of royal blood. This just goes to show that paying attention to the clues around you can help prevent crime. Reporting live from the BBC News of London, England, I'm Bob Wolford. Good night, and God save the Queen.